This is Glenn Davis, and the green is back on.
Oh, good hustle by Davis.
Hey, can I get a Tommy point for that?
Oh,
Two Tommy points.
I've been all over the place.
It's game time. Here's Mike and Tommy.
All right, Glenn, thanks very much. We're just about set to go here as the Celts look to bounce back, I guess we should say, off that game on Saturday night. Garnett, Perkins, and Pierce along the front line. No surprise in our Southwest Airlines starting lineup. Ray Allen and Rajon Rondo back in the starting lineup. With those five starting a game, the Celtics are 26-3 for head coach Doc Rivers. 303 career wins now on his season. Let's look on the other side for Washington. Of course, Gilbert Arenas remains out of the lineup. Daniels, who hit that big shot the other night, Stevenson, Haywood, Butler, and Jamison. This is a much, much better defensive team. More like you would expect an Eddie Jordan team to be. Eddie, of course, was the architect of a lot of the great defense that New Jersey played before getting a head job. And now in his 7th season as an NBA coach, they are reflecting his philosophy. Let's check in for the first time tonight with our DCU sideline reporter. There he is. That's Greg Dickerson.
Audio issues, Mike, and obviously they're my fault. I missed the game in Washington on Saturday. I'm a little rusty at doing this, so let's do take two.
That's right. All of a sudden, you're Edgar Bergen out there.
Rajon Rondo, of course, you mentioned, back in the lineup tonight after suffering that back bruise. Doc Rivers got the word this afternoon from Ed Lassert that the back felt good enough for him to go out there and play tonight. So plays and gets the start. I just checked with Rajon just about a minute or two ago after his warm-ups. He said the back felt pretty good, and it felt good this afternoon as well when he went through about 15-20 minutes of shooting at about 5 o'clock today. So we'll see whether that back tightens up or whether it's okay for the basis of this ball game.
All right. Nice second take there, Greg. That was nicely done.
Oh, he's an old pro. Big pro.
Let's take a look at our Subaru key matchup of the evening here. Butler and Pierce, these two. Now, you look at those numbers, you say, boy, bad game for both. No, it's a terrific game for both on Saturday night. Both played very hard defense on each other. And as you can see, it told on the shooting percentages. 5 of 17 for Butler, 5 of 13 for Pierce. But Butler will take that if they could get out of here with a win again tonight. There's Cologne, former UConn star. Yes, I'm sorry. It's loud in here tonight. You notice that?
Yes.
Very loud. Very loud.
Did
early.
you have something to do with that? Well, we've got gold uniforms here for the Wizards.
Yeah, those are some uniforms, aren't they? The Celtics perfect after a loss this season. And they have been really going after people. There's Rondo having his first effect coming back as he stripped Butler down there on the baseline. Daniels misses a three, and out of bounds. It'll be Boston ball.
Well, in Saturday night's game, the Celtics really got killed on the offensive glass by the Wizards. And they banged for 3 different guys. They were gang rebounding on the offense.
Garnett kicks it back out. Pierce is going to take a three and make a three to open the game.
Well, they ended up with a switch. That big guy had to go out and pick up Pierce, and he backed off and gave the outside shot.
Whistle underneath, and it's called early on Kendrick Perkins as he was battling with Haywood down there. Checking out tonight's Honeydew list. It's brought to you by Honeydew Donuts.
Well, get the attack pace back. That's what's been most successful. Get some easy baskets and more points in the paint. Precious few the other night.
Come try our Mocha Madness, a delicious blend of chocolate and our fantastic honeydew coffee. Butler, yes.
Boy, good leap to that shot. Got over the top of Pierce, who was right on his shooting hand.
Pierce again, 2 for 2.
Well, it's going to be the Pierce Butler show. I got a feeling.
Yep, I think you're right. I think you're right. And the shooting percentage is already a whole lot better. Pierce perfect, Butler 1 of 2. Daniels gives it up to Stevenson, who played a very, very solid game on Saturday night. Rebound by Pierce.
Yeah, and Pierce stayed with the man and blocked him off.
Ray Allen on the other end goes baseline, kicks it back out. Pierce top of the key, finds Perk. Still plenty of time, 13 on the shot clock. Perkins back outside. Rondo pull-up jumper. Taken down by Hayward. Can't say that Rondo is running all that fluidly up and down the court. Doesn't seem to be favoring his back. Hayward got Perkins in the air and then got fouled, taking it to the basket.
Now, Perk usually does not get up faked that easily, and that was an easy one. And this guy Hayward has really developed an inside game. Put some moves together. It was long in coming, but that's what happens with big guys. Sometimes 4 or 5 years before they really reach their true form.
We mentioned the other night that with Gilbert Arenas out, a lot of people are stepping up. Caron Butler is having a career year. Hayward is having a career year. Best in points per game, rebounds per game, blocks per game, and free throw percentage. He's up to 72%, much higher than he's been at any other time in his career.
He shed some weight too, and his quickness has improved dramatically.
Celtics by 1 here, 9.5 to go first quarter. Jamison on Pierce this time. Now he switches back.
They got a mismatch and they can't spot it yet.
Pierce had to throw that up as the shot clock was winding down. And here come the Wizards the other way, looking to take a lead. See, that's still not in Hayward's game right there. He's not going to turn around and take a fall away from there. Loses the handle, and it's coming back Boston's way.
A good rotation by the Celtics defense that time.
So let's go to Garnett.
That's the matchup.
Finds
Antoine
Perk.
Jamison, if they help out, Perk is going to be open.
And Garnett finds him. 2 assists for Garnett here in the first 4 minutes. Butler couldn't get anything going against Pierce. 3 on the shot clock. Stevenson knew he had to shoot it on the catch, and he knocks down a 3.
He's running around out there with a toothpick in his mouth, and I'd be screaming like, "Oh, get out." He's got something in his mouth like a toothpick.
Is it a toothpick or his mouthpiece that he picked up?
Maybe it's his mouthpiece, but it's something sticking out there. So.
Washington ran this kind of little outside weave a lot the other night. Celtics pushing back with 7 on the shot clock. Stevenson can't get a shot off. Jamison can. Rebound. Pierce fighting for it. Out of bounds off Hayward. And that'll be Boston ball.
Well, that time they jammed Hayward. They had a man blocking him out, and Pierce sandwiched him. And Hayward couldn't control the rebound.
Here's from the other side. Garnett kept it alive, but it's pulled down by Daniels up ahead. Jamison, and he swoops in for 2.
Boy, once somebody takes a shot, they're gambling. They're just taking off. The old-time fast break. We get the rebound, and I'm halfway down the floor before you even know I'm gone.
There is very definitely a carryover in terms of confidence level as Garnett buries a turnaround on the part of Washington. You can tell just by their body language. They have no doubt in their mind they can come in and win this game. Stevenson. Ray Allen defending him. Hayward comes out and sets a screen. Butler. Perkins runs him out to half court. 3 on the shot clock. Boy, Celtics have been forcing that shot clock down with the defensive stands at this end. Up ahead, picked off by Stevenson. Careless pass from Ray Allen.
Yeah, cross-court passes, even though Pierce was there.
Stevenson right to the bucket, then missed the layup. Can't believe he didn't get a call. He can't believe that. Rondo into the paint, little floater.
That's the attack offense that was missing down in Washington, those quick hitters.
Just about halfway through this first quarter. Butler off the bounce. Oh, good play. Perkins up ahead to Ray Allen. Jamison does not have the angle. Ray gets it back and gets two.
Well, that's a heck of a play there by Perk and Pierce.
We have got a timeout. Washington takes it. 5:46 to go in the quarter. Boston by 4.
You're watching Comcast Sportsnet.
6-0 run by the Celtics. They got a 4-point lead at 13-9 here in the first quarter. Modell Sporting Goods, the official sporting goods store of the Boston Celtics, is offering you the chance of a lifetime to be an honorary Celtic ball kid for a game. Now, this experience includes an autographed Celtic basketball, assisting NBA players during warm-ups, a Celtics Modell's t-shirt, and 2 premium tickets for additional guests. Stop by your local Modell Sporting Goods store today and enter for your chance to win this great experience for the January 31st game against Dallas. It must be, in fact, you must be between the ages of 12 and 18 to qualify. Let's check in with our DCU sideline reporter. He is Greg Dickerson.
Mike, nice start to the offense for the Celtics here. Their offense has struggled a bit as of late. As a matter of fact, only Detroit and Seattle have averaged fewer points than the Celtics over the last 5 games. Doc Rivers saying before tonight's game, he chalks a lot of that to the fact that they've really been settling for threes instead of pounding the basketball down low. So we were doing a great job of rebounding the ball up through the West Coast trip, but we've struggled since then. Very simply, you give up too many offensive rebounds, you're not running, your point production goes down.
The Celtics have played 23 straight quarters now without reaching the 30-point mark. Daniels gets into the paint, gets swallowed up, and just in time finds the open man, Jamison.
That kid Jamison really can shoot the ball. He is a gifted scorer.
Daniels with 3 assists already in the game, and Washington, despite not very good shooting, just 4 of 11, within 2. Pierce checking the clock, trying to find one, knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Washington ball.
Yeah, they're loading up on Pierce, switching anytime there's a crossover. So it's they're denying Pierce the ball, and then they're getting down low, and Pierce is getting the ball so far out. By the time he dribbles once or twice, he's getting help.
Ray Allen, a good box out.
Yeah, that's what they weren't doing the other night. That little box out.
3rd rebound in the game for Ray Allen is Garnett. I was just going to say, I bet you Garnett has had only maybe, 3 offensive foul. That might only have been his 3rd or 4th touch of this first quarter.
Now let's see this play here. Goes one way. There was the arm on him, and that is weak.
First foul on Garnett, 3rd foul on the Celtics. Stevenson, strong drive, couldn't finish it. Loose ball to Rondo. Gets it ahead to Pierce. Allen's with him on that side. Back to Ray for 3. Butler, the up quick to Antonio Daniels. Perkins back, and Perkins, nice job shutting off the lane, but Hayward now an advantage on Rondo, and Perkins gets back in the play.
Oh, great play by Ray Allen.
Up ahead to Rondo.
Tommy point for Ray Allen on that one.
Ray Allen for 3.
Way to go, Ray.
2 for 5 shooting for Ray here in the early going. 5-point lead at 16-11. Caron Butler. Butler, as I mentioned earlier, having his best year as a pro. James Posey is going to be in for the Celtics here next whistle. We're approaching 3 minutes to go here in the first, and Celtics very nearly turn it over again, and Rondo can't kiss it home. Loose ball picked off the floor by Daniels, gets around Perkins.
He palmed the ball.
Jamison wanted to go to Haywood, but Garnett did a good job denying the angle. Daniels, Haywood doesn't want to shoot it from there, and Perkins strips him on the way by. Perk behind the back at half court.
Wait a minute, Perk.
Wait a minute, Perk is right. Again, Perkins aggressive with the hands. Stevenson buries a three.
Well, Stevenson and Butler and Jamison are really very good outside shooters.
I'll tell you how impressed I am with Stevenson these last two games. Ray Allen can't answer on the other end, and it'll come back Washington's way. But first, we're going to get a timeout. Minute 46 left to go. You'll see this one a lot. Perk to Pierce to Garnett. Boston's got a 2-point lead here on Comcast Sportsnet. We're back in a 2-point game. The Patriots have moved on to the AFC Championship game, and Michael Felger is back in the studio to tell us about this week's special programming.
Thank you, Mike. We're back to work this week with The Road to Perfection, your best source for Patriots news and information leading up to Sunday's AFC title game. We'll kick it off Wednesday night following Celtics postgame live with an hour-long show. Christian Fourier in studio, former NFL GM Charlie Casserly, plus live reports from San Diego. It's The Road to Perfection, Wednesday after Celtics postgame. Mike, back to you.
All right, Michael, thanks very much. Patriot fans on hand here tonight, and this is like an offensive lineman getting loose in the middle of the field with the ball.
There's Perk with the good hands. That's his second steal. And he leads the Celtics in that department. And look at this. It ends up with a beautiful slammer by that guy.
That's right. Celtics, Tom, with an early 7-6 lead in rebounds. And Allen and Rondo have 5 of the 7 rebounds. You were saying the other night the need to gang rebound.
Yeah, and Rondo is a terrific rebounder for a point guard. Because he really can get up in the air. He's out of the ball game right now. Eddie House is in for him. And Posey's in for Garnett.
And Posey is going to be whistled for that foul outside on Jamison.
Now, they have called 4 fouls on the Celtics and none on Washington. And I'm keeping track.
I can tell.
Let me know when they call the first foul on Washington.
Back to Jamison again. Rebound out of bounds. It's going to come back Boston's way. Jamison couldn't believe a foul was not called on Boston that time. Here's Eddie Jordan, former Rutgers star, a long time with New Jersey as an assistant coach, now 7 years with the Washington Wizards.
When he was a player at Rutgers, he used to come up and visit the summer camp.
He played on those great Rutgers teams, right?
Yeah.
Pierce. Everything but the basket, and Eddie House hustles in for the loose ball. Fresh 24 for the Celtics. If they, I'm sure they realize it. Pierce double teamed. Stevenson the steal at half court. And Stevenson fouled by Posey, who picks up his second since coming in.
Yeah, remember the little nudge out on the other end of the floor. Pierce got banged by 2 guys and no whistle. Watch this. There's a hit. And they're worrying about where Haywood was playing. And there's the deliberate.
Glenn Davis is about to come into the game for the Celtics as Posey has picked up his second foul. Stevenson at the free throw line knocks down the first. That's the this rather was the 204th consecutive start for Stevenson, which is the 3rd longest consecutive game started streak in the league. Only Bruce Bowen and Tayshaun Prince have longer streaks as a starter. Stevenson certainly, after bouncing around with Utah and Orlando, has found a home in Washington. He's become a big part of their success.
Well, this is the unit that had trouble, and here's the reason why. They're going to pressure here. And there's the trap.
Works to Pierce. Ray Allen off the catch. It's the shot you're going to make if that's the way you're going to play it. Butler the other way.
Every time Pierce puts the ball on the floor, a guy is getting underneath him, and the second guy's ready to attack him.
Stevenson misses one. Eddie House has got it. Celtics looking for the final shot here of the quarter. Shot clock is off.
Well, they had one to waste.
Yeah,
they could have wasted a half a dozen, and that was a deliberate foul.
Well, yeah, but that's always a deliberate foul when you have one to waste.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see.
That's the only ones they're calling.
You trapped me on that one.
Yeah.
Eddie House can't hit outside, and it's going to end. Tied at 18. Low scoring affair. We expected it would be. The Celtics, their lowest offensive output of the season on Saturday night in Washington. Not a whole lot different here tonight. 1 down, 3 to go at the TD Bank North Garden. The Celtics 18, the Wizards 18. You're watching Boston Celtic basketball on Comcast Sportsnet. Remember a couple of days ago when there was no snow on the ground at all? That's what they say about New England weather, right? If you don't like it, just wait. We are back here at the TD Bank North Garden. The sellout crowd is on hand. We are tied at 18 as we're about to start this second quarter. TD Bank North and the Boston Celtics would like to welcome the Boys Club of Haverhill, Massachusetts as the TD Bank North Kids Clubhouse guest for tonight's game. TD Bank North going above and beyond for kids in all our communities. Transportation to the game provided by Limousines by Liz. Let's check out the first quarter stats. They're brought to you by aceticket.com, Boston's best seats. Want the best seats in Boston for all sports, concert, and theater events? Call aceticket.com at 1-800-MY-SEATS. Tony Allen into the game, driving to the basket, got it back and laid it in.
Well, the pressure defense left only about 14 seconds after the right guy got the ball to start the offense. So the presses will have an effect on the Celtics offense. They will have one option type of plays off of their half-court sets.
The youngster Blatch in the game, trying to make a move on Davis, does, and Glenn is equal to the task as he deflects it out of bounds.
As a hustle play, out. Good block. Now there's a deflection. That's a hustle play by Eddie House.
Yep. 8 seconds on the shot clock now. Three on the clock. Stevenson makes a wish. Nope. And a foul will be called on Darius Sungaya as he cleared James Posey out of there. So Boston gets it back with a 2-point lead. That's the second foul on Washington. I missed the first one. Oh, the intentional one was
that. Was the intentional one. Remember that? That is the first real foul.
Pierce, a little step back for two.
Well, that's what he's going to be reduced to. Unless he really gets the ball like about 10 to 12 feet from the hoop. His little step back jumpers.
Mason right off the catch, and he knocks down a three from straight away. There are a lot of guys in this league who love to shoot the straightaway three.
That was off the pick, and Eddie House ran right underneath the pick. So Mason, now there's the matchup zone.
Pierce has got Blatch on over there on the corner. Throws that one off the side of the glass, out of bounds. It's going to be Washington ball. Doc inquiring as to
well, he's
the
right.
2-3 zone, and the guy in the middle, who's he covering? Young into the game, and he knocks down the shot. Young, as the season rolls on, gets more and more minutes and plays very well for the Wizards. Former teammate of Gabe Pruitt at Southern Cal. Eddie House pops out. Rebound to Mason. Wizards the ball and the lead here with under 10 minutes to go in the half.
I'd love to see him get the ball a big baby every once in a while.
Young got himself in trouble, but was able to find Mason. Mason misses the three. Rebound tipped by Pierce and controlled by Posey. Good play by Pierce, keeping a body on Butler. Davis back to house. Now they come all the way around. But Pierce on the other side. Pierce hard to the basket, and Pierce will get to the free throw line.
Well, they're going to call it on Blatch, but there was the push by Butler with a one hand on him. And they're not calling that. So Pierce is getting manhandled as he's trying to put the ball on the floor and go to the hoop. And they're waiting before they're blowing a whistle.
Pierce 23 points a game in his career against Washington. Ray Allen waiting to come in for the shooter. Tonight's Celtic game brought to you by Legal Seafoods. Remember, if it isn't fresh, it isn't legal.
Well, they've got their total reserve core in this game right now. And the Celtics have one starter in Pierce.
Davis out of bounds.
Well, Celtics number 20, Ray Allen, replaces Paul Pierce.
16 threes have been attempted in this game already tonight. 9 by the Celtics and 7 by Washington. Young keeps a pivot foot. Rebound Ray Allen. Eddie House. Blatch is able to clear it. Sangaya running the floor. Mason wasn't able to get it to him. And it's going to be a foul on Blatch as Glenn Davis steps in and takes the charge. We're going to get ourselves a timeout. 8:46 to go. First half here at the TD Bank North Garden. Tie game.
Today, your identity is at greater risk than ever before. You can't prevent thieves from poking around your identity, but you can stop them before they use it. Early detection is your best protection, and Identity Truth is the earliest. Check out IdentityTruth.com today with a truly free 90-day trial offer. Visit IdentityTruth.com today.
Back in a tie game, tonight's bonus code is brought to you by IdentityTruth.com. Early detection is your best protection against identity theft. IdentityTruth.com. Let's check in with Greg.
Mike, there is the feeling of some around the league that the Washington Wizards are a better team without Gilbert Arenas. They are 15-1 since he went out on November 16th with knee surgery, but don't count his teammates, specifically Antoine Jamison and Caron Butler, as guys who feel that way. They both told me, quote, no, we are not, repeat, not a better team without Agent Zero on the floor. Just a different team. As Antoine said to me, well, our identity really has changed. We're not trying to outscore teams anymore. We're taking more quality shots. We've really honed in on defense. And Caron Butler gave a lot of credit to guys like Andre Blatch and Roger Mason, who really stepped up their game without Gilbert in the lineup.
The other way, here comes Young. Certainly they're a much better defensive team without Gilbert, but offensively he is such a gifted player. Ray Allen right there for two. Petrov got all sorts of tied up there.
Yeah. Looked like he was still in the Ukraine.
He did get all tied up.
Without his passport.
Young trying to drive the lane, and he gets fouled.
Watch Ray Allen on the weak side and just goes hustle back there, and that was a backcourt. He stepped on the line. They nevertheless didn't call it, and it was ended up 2 for the Celtics.
That's the difference in the game, 25-23. Young, Tony Allen may have got a piece of that. Certainly bothered it. Ray Allen as Blotch comes out on him. Ray trying to beat him off the dribble, and does, and then Blotch back in the play for the block. Up the sidelines it comes to Young. Young, a little out of control. Petrov right off the catch. Short. Kevin Garnett back on the floor. Outlets the rebound to Tony Allen. Trying to go inside to Davis, and it's slapped away by Petrov out of bounds. It'll still be Boston ball with 16 on the shot clock.
That was a nice attempt to get Big Baby involved, but the pass was on the wrong side of Big Baby's body.
How about getting KG involved a little bit here? It's got Darius Sangaya on it.
Well, they're really playing
off Davis's hands out of bounds.
That was it. That was a nice play by Ray, and Big Baby just didn't handle it.
Celtics just 12 points in the last nearly 11 minutes of this game, yet they lead by 2. Now it's time. Sangaya, originally draft pick of the Celtics. Some time in Sacramento. Not sure whom that pass was intended for. Davis again underneath, and this time we got a reach-in foul.
Well, that's what has been available the whole time, is people down low inside their defense on the baseline. And this is just a good play by Tony Allen, as both people were open and Tony Allen read the correct player. There was one defender defending both Big Baby and Garnett.
Celtics just 1 of 3 at the free throw line. Free throw attempts will be even in the game after this. 1 for 4. Either side's going to be lucky to get to 80. Knocked away from Young, picked off by Eddie House. Blatch is back defensively. Oh, good pass. Kevin Garnett running the floor, and Eddie House found him. And the Wizards are going to take a timeout. We are halfway through the second quarter. We expected a tight basketball game. We've got one. Washington trails by 2. We'll be back. We're back in a 2-point game. 6:04 to go here in the first half. Kurt Schilling in the house tonight, and the Boston Celtics have teamed up with Mailstream Technology leader Pitney Bowes and released a special compilation postage collection featuring the team's all-star trio of Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. This is the 3rd commemorative postage collection offered by the Celtics. This premium postage collection is available for purchase right now exclusively on Celtics.com, and in addition, a framed version of the entire limited edition player collectibles will be available for purchase. Log on to Celtics.com and you can get more information. Tonight's official league leaders are brought to you by TD Bank North, the official bank of the Boston Celtics. Longest active streak, not allowing 100 points. And I don't think Washington's going to get there tonight. I'll be surprised if they do. Celtics with 18 straight games holding the opposition under 100. Wizards have 25 points with 6 minutes to go in the first half. Tipped away by Ray Allen, but right into the hands of Daniels. He gives it up to Haywood. That's the shot that Haywood probably doesn't want to take, and that's going to be a foul over the back on Andre Blatch. That's the 3rd on Blatch.
Well, that's what they were doing down in Washington, jumping over people, and they were turning them into baskets. Not tonight, however.
Washington number 4.
Take a look at Garnett blocking off his man, and there is the jump over the top. And he's incredulous. Me?
Garnett one-on-one with Haywood will take the shot and make the shot. Garnett is a perfect 4 of 4 in the game. He's got 3 rebounds and 2 assists. He's been extremely efficient tonight. Mason gets it back to Jamison. Garnett goes flying by, and Jamison knocks down the shot. Celtics have really turned up the defense here. They have not allowed a point in the paint in the last 14 minutes of this game. No basket.
Washington foul was on number Roger Mason.
Let's take a look at this nice move by Garnett. As the big guy is down low, what do you do when the big guy's down low? Go over the top.
Kevin Garnett will be at the free throw line here, fouled by Mason. Numbers for KG to this point, 19 and 10. That's on the season. Steve Javie there on the left talking to Eddie Jordan. Steve Javie probably acknowledged as the #1 official in the NBA. Garnett knocks down the free throw. 9 points for KG now. Rebound number was a number the Celtics would have liked higher down in Washington. He makes them both. He's got 10 here in the first half, 3 boards, 2 assists. Under 5 minutes now to go in the half. Celtics have opened up a 4-point lead. That's a big lead in this game. Butler, short, loose ball, picked off by Tony Allen. Eddie House goes back to Garnett. Garnett to Perk, and Perk finishes. Second time Perk has been on the receiving end of a pass from Garnett. Good for a dunk.
Well, that's what's going on. They're rotating the weak side bottom guy to any penetration, and you got to take advantage of that.
In the middle. Mason knew he had to throw it up and stepped out of bounds as he was going along the baseline. Celtic defense again standing strong, and they've got a 6-point lead, their biggest of the night.
I'll tell you, Tony Allen played great defense. And watch this here. And watch the nice pass by Garnett. As soon as he saw that Hayward was moving in his direction, the least little leaning in his direction, the ball went right by Hayward's ear.
Perkins has 4 points in the game, but in 13-plus minutes, he has no rebounds. Inside to Perk again. Short, hangs in there, and got fouled. Perk upset with himself.
Well, they get it into Perk. They got whacked on the first shot, and they finally call it.
Perkins has 2 shots.
Now, when you get the ball on the inside, they are not big enough. They have Jamison has to play one of the Celtic big guys. Now, they got him covered up down at the bottom of the zone, but sooner or later, he's got to play one of the big guys. So you can capitalize on that.
Celtics 4 of 8 now at the line. Butler is fouled, taking the jump shot. Ray Allen with that painful look.
Celtics foul was on number 20, Ray Allen. His first personal.
Watch. There he is, and had a crowd at the shooting hand and went for the fake.
There are the numbers this season for Caron Butler. Those are career numbers in just about every category. That's the first miss. That went in. That rolled in. Excuse me.
Yep.
5 of 5 now for the Wizards at the line. The Celtics are 4 of 8. Rattles home the second.
Well, the wrong people are getting the free throws for the Celtics. That's what's. Paul Pierce has 1 for 2 from the line, and Ray Allen hasn't gotten there at all. at how far off they are of Pierce. There it was. Good pass inside again.
Stevenson the other way. Daniels back in, inside to Hayward. Hayward lost it.
His mistake, no foul. And
all right, there's no foul. What Steve Javie said he was about to call 3 seconds was his mistake. It'll be a jump ball.
why was it his mistake when he caught the man had his foot in there the whole time, and then he got the ball, and then he made a dribble?
Neither coach is happy with the call, which usually means it's a pretty good call. Daniels will bring it up. Under 3 minutes to go here in the half. And now we do have a 3-second violation whistled, and that's going to get us a timeout. 2 minutes, 44 seconds left to go. We are in the first half. It looks like the first quarter score, but it is not. Kevin Garnett, 4 of 5 from the field. He's got 10 points to lead all scorers. Low-scoring affair, Boston by 5. Sideline guy, DCU reporter Greg Dickerson.
Yeah, Mike, you talk about Chris Webber and that he wants to come back in the next couple of weeks. According to the story out in Sacramento, he's narrowed his choices down to 3 or 4 teams. There was a report in December that the Celtics were one of those teams that was interested. I talked to a Celtic management source tonight who said the Celtics have 0 interest in Chris Webber, so C-Web will not be putting on a Celtic uniform at all.
Pierce underneath, stripped by Jamison, and Stevenson the other way.
Yeah, Pierce got yanked on that play, and Doc is still livid.
Butler now on the other end, trying to work on Pierce, takes it in the paint, tries to lay it down with no success as Garnett and Perkins are there for the rejection.
Here's a good play by Jamison on Perk. They lay it down to Perk, and Perk never saw him coming.
2 minutes straight up to go here in the half. 34-29.
It's like a loaf of bread when you.
Jamison. Oh, he got free, and he missed the easy one. House the other way. Off to Ray Allen. Fumbles the pass and travels with it.
And Pierce was wide open. And that's the guy you want to get the ball to on the up quick when he has a chance to go one-on-one. Ray Allen is going to pop the threes. Pierce will get to the line.
6 turnovers for the Celtics. Daniels, nice little stop-and-go move, and then Eddie House fouls him on the jump shot. Fouls are even in the game. 8 have been called on the Celtics, 8 have been called on Washington. And Daniels will go to the line. Daniels has been to the playoffs 8 times in 10 years with 4 different teams, so he's doing something right. His agent's doing something right. Tonight's Celtic game brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It's the official airline of the NBA and your Boston Celtics.
Well, there's 33 shots. How many shots taken by the Celtics now?
Celtics have taken 34.
34.
And Washington 31.
Yeah, and this game is being played at the pace of a college game.
Yeah, very much.
And you know, we all talked about 100 shots. We're not even going to get to 80.
Oh gosh, no. Travels.
No basket. Traveling violation. Washington ball.
Well, nice play by Garnett right here. There's the walk.
Perk knew it. a season low not only in points scored but in field goal attempts for the Celtics. The Celtics are second last in the league in field goal attempts. But before you get carried away with that stat rather, Detroit is last in the league in field goal attempts.
They're going to call.
San Antonio is third last in the league.
They're going to call a foul on Perkins. Where are their eyes? Either Ray Allen or House got fouled by Butler, right? That's ridiculous again.
Daniels throws it up. Hayward throws it down. Those are the first points in the paint since the 7-minute mark of the first quarter, and we've got less than a minute to go in the half. 34-32. Garnett, and he will get to the free throw line. KG, the only player in this game in double figures right now. He's got 10. Boston had the lead up to 7. It is down to 2. Don't forget to stick around for the McDonald's halftime report. Gary and Donnie will be by. They'll have a breakdown of tonight's first half, and of course a look back at the Patriots and a look forward to the AFC Championship game. The Bolts, not the Colts. Garnett. Celtics are 4 of 9 now at the line.
You know what
that was the season opener right there.
You know what I want to do with these guys right now? Get them a vitamin B shot.
Vitamin B. B12 shot here?
B12.
We don't want to inject them with anything, though.
No, I just a little, come on, energy.
You get in trouble when you get injected these days. Daniels trying to muscle his way past Eddie House. Bounce pass is lost. And it'll stay Washington ball. Butler is upset that he didn't get a foul on his behalf. And Eddie Jordan just up the end calling a play. Stevenson knocks down a 3. 34 had been the lowest scoring half of the year for Washington. And Stevenson just changes that. 20-second timeout is taken here by this is comical now. Tonight's Kia card is presented by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. We're going to take a look at the former UConn Husky, Caron Butler, tonight. Eastern Conference All-Star as a reserve last year, and every one of his numbers are better this year. Inducted into the New England Sports Hall of Fame in 2003. Some info there on Caron Butler.
How would you like to be nicknamed Tough Juice?
I wouldn't. That's why I passed on it. I wouldn't do anything for me.
Wouldn't do anything for me either.
No. Well, you had your share of nicknames. Hawk, right?
And I'll never tell you how I got it.
No? Okay. Well, it's probably not. It's not for air then. It can't be for air if you won't tell me how you got it.
I certainly did have a lot of nicknames.
You did, yeah. You should. 15 seconds to go here in the half. Celtics got the ball trying to take a halftime lead. Doc had a chance to set up a play. He's got Rondo back out there with House, Pierce, Allen, and Garnett. Back into the hands of Pierce. He's got Jamison on him. Trying to get it back to Rondo. Can't. Now they find Ray Allen out at half court with 6 on the clock. He's going to move on Stevenson. Gives it back to Eddie House. Eddie to Ray. Yes! Nice look by Eddie House. Ray Allen equal to the task. And the Celtics are able to avoid their lowest scoring first half of the season. It was 36. They put 37 on the board. And thanks to that Ray Allen jump shot, they have got themselves a 2-point lead at 37-35. 2 quarters down, 2 still to come here at the TD Bank North Garden. The rematch of the game on Saturday night, and it's as tight as we expected it to be. 37-35, Celtics by 2. Stick around for the postgame show. Tonight's AAA first half replay is brought to you by AAA, your license to save. To join, go to AAA.com. Low scoring first half, 37-35. Boston with a 2-point lead. I'm Mike Gorman along with Tom Hines. And the other night, Washington had 26 second chance points the other night. They got 0 tonight.
Well, the Celtics are doing a lot better job of blocking out everybody before they go for the boards, which is the proper way to rebound. They go and block a guy out. They put him on the back instead of running to the basket first, and then the man takes a 2-step jump and leaps over you while you're trying to go straight up and get the ball over your head. You're allowing him to rebound if you don't block out.
Let's check in with our DCU sideline reporter, Greg Dickerson.
My coach is happy at halftime with the way the Celtics play defense. Offense, obviously a problem, as they discussed during halftime. Celtics playing just with low energy. Coaches feel on the offensive end, not pushing the ball up like they need. Can't allow Washington to set up in their zone, which is really giving the Celtics some problems. Also, coaches feel that they settled a little bit too much from the outside. They got to play more inside out. Just 2 for 10. As Tom Thibodeau said to me, some of those threes that they took, not their best option in the first half.
Well, without Rondo in the game, there's no penetration. Eddie House is not that kind of player. He's a perimeter player. They're going to try. Now, this is perfect stuff.
Let's take a look at the halftime stats. They're brought to you by Ace Ticket. For Boston's best seats, call aceticket.com at 1-800-MY-SEATS.
Now look at there's 10 seconds on the shot clock right now. And this is the matchup they've been trying to go to.
Garnett unable to hit over the top. Haywood gobbles up the rebound.
If they forced Garnett all the way out to get the ball, and Jamison is not going to bull you out there. Got to get better position against the guy that can't, muscle you out of the spot.
Offensive foul is called on Brendan Haywood. It's the second on Haywood. I'm not sure what that look says from Eddie Jordan right now. Butler again right up on Pierce. Sells it down to 8 on the shot clock. Perkins, nicely done.
Yeah, they ended up with a mismatch, and Perk went to the correct side. Jamison had a chance to block it, but let it go.
Daniels trying to get to the rim. Skip pass over to Butler, got Pierce in the air and traveled before the contact from Pierce. That's the 10th Washington turnover. Celtics have committed 8.
Well, that time Butler was too anxious. He was free in the corner, and Pierce had a cover down in the paint, and he made it an easy get out for Pierce.
Only 2 players in double figures, Garnett and the surprising Stevenson. KG on the other side finds Rondo open from about 15, rims out, rebound taken down by Jamison. 3rd rebound of the game for Jamison. His club down 4 here. A little over 10 minutes to go in the 3rd, and Jamison misses a 3, but Stevenson once again a factor.
Yeah, 2 Celtics right there, not talking, and that happened a lot in the game down in Washington.
Jamison gets the bump from Perkins. That'll be the 3rd foul on Perk, and it'll put on Anton Jamison at the line.
Let's see this play here. That's weak. You can't jump into the guy.
Jamison, a 2010 guy, only 5 of those in the league. Knocks down that one. He has got 7 points tonight and 3 rebounds. He winces a little bit after he made that free throw. I'm not sure what that was about. 39-37, Boston by 2. Rondo gets to the free throw line, finds Pierce. And a defensive 3-second violation is whistled against Haywood.
They've been talking about that since the second quarter.
Ray Allen will be at the line to shoot the tee, trying to put the Celtics up by 3. Tonight's Celtic game is brought to you by Legal Seafoods. Remember, if it isn't fresh, it isn't legal.
Was I stepping on your cord?
Yes, you were.
Yeah?
Yes, you were.
Were you choking?
A whiplash almost. I tried to turn away.
Where is it? I'll do it again.
Ray Allen chased out to half court, stumbled. Inside to Perkins. I don't think he got it off. He didn't.
24-second violation. Washington.
I'll tell you, they've been trying to get Perk to take jumpers for a long, long time. And he took that so fast without putting the ball on the floor because of the clock. And it was just perfectly done. That's the shot he ought to shoot a little bit more. They've been trying to get him to shoot the 15-foot jumper. Now Pierce is trying to deny Butler. Doing a good job.
Butler behind the back, the fadeaway. Tipped home nicely by Jameson. Nobody got a body on him. Here comes Allen quickly the other way. Wizards back to within 1 here. About 3 minutes gone in the third quarter. Ray Allen, a 3.
They certainly need Ray to get hot. Or somebody.
He's the game's leading scorer right now with 13. Stevenson underneath. Haywood. Foul is going to be on Kevin Garnett. It's the second on KG.
Well, here's Ray Allen coming off the Garnett pick. And the man went underneath the pick. That allowed Ray to free up his shooting hand and get a rhythm to the shot.
Haywood, as I mentioned, much improved.
I think Ray has become a phonetic shooter. In other words, when the guy is like 3 feet off him, he shoots it so fast, I don't think he really has a rhythm to the shot.
Haywood makes both free throws. Up the sidelines. Ray again. Nope. Rebound. Butler and Stevenson combined for it. Numbers on the break here for Washington. They're 4 on 3, and they get to Jameson. He misses, but he taps it in. And Washington has tied the game at 43.
Boy, and the Celtics, Rondo made the perfect play. Got it beat. There was 3 guys in the backcourt. He got the ball ahead, and they ought to be looking for Pierce on the fast break, who will take it to the rim one-on-one against Butler, against anybody.
Garnett, 2. Washington has picked it up in the rebounding department. 6-0 their edge here in the second half. Pierce lets that one go out of bounds, and it'll be Celtic ball, leading by 2, 45-43. Boston shooting 44% right now, 35% shooting for Washington. But they have made 11 of 12 at the line, where the Celtics are 6 of 11. Garnett missing outside. Daniels the other way. Jameson misses that little floater. That's kind of his shot. Oh, wow. That was a terrible pass. Stevenson to Haywood for 2.
Well, they're making fast break baskets right here, and the Celtics are playing half-court basketball and not really playing aggressive. Very passive.
Garnett trying to dump it down. Got lucky as it got to Perkins, and he gets 2. 9 points in the game for Perkins. He makes a run at double figures here. Boston up 2, and that's going to be a foul on the way by
Celtics foul
By
was on
Rondo.
number 9, Rajon Rondo. His first personal, third.
Well, here's KG. It goes to Perk, and luckily he gets it. It was not a good pass, and Perk converts it.
Stevenson trying to lose Ray Allen. Wow. Tied at 47. Garnett. Short. Oh, got lucky. Tipped in by Jamison. They'll give the bucket to Garnett.
Yeah, but Garnett was the only one down there with 3 gold jerseys ready to rebound the miss.
15 in the game now for Garnett. Stevenson hasn't shot in a while. You knew it was eventually going to go up. 49-47. Boston by 2 in the ball. Pierce for 2.
Yeah, and that's what they got to do. Get the ball to Pierce before the defense gets organized and they can jump him with 2 guys.
Eddie Jordan wants a timeout. I think more than anything else to just stare down the officials. 51-47. Celtics by 4. We're back in a 4-point game. The Celtics clinging to the lead here with 5:39 to go in the third. Time now for the Gatorade Herd round the cooler. What are you hearing, Greg?
I'm hearing Caron Butler and Antoine Jamison tell me before the game that they would have no chance of beating a 50-year-old assistant coach in a shooting contest. Now, this isn't just your average assistant coach or shooter. This is a shooting guru by the name of Dave Hopla, who was hired full-time by the Wizards in the offseason. What are his qualifications? How about this? Since he started counting, he's made 11,093 free throws out of 11,183 for a 99.2 percentage. College threes that he shot during clinics this past year, shot him at 92.5%. Once made 1,234 free throws in a row. That topped 1,065. And how about this? He once made 78 threes in a row. Caron Butler's known this guy all the way back to his UConn days. Antoine Jamison said, yeah, I thought he was kind of an urban legend. I'd heard about him. Didn't believe him until I saw him.
Yeah, he is pretty unbelievable. Loose ball picked up by Pierce. Gets it ahead to Rondo.
Boy, Pierce got to keep running.
Oh. Ray Allen is bumped by Butler outside.
Pierce got rid of the ball and then really didn't turn the speed on. So he's out of the rhythm of running. And he has never really been on a fast-breaking team. So it's easy for him to get out of the rhythm.
Underneath Perk, kicks it out. Pierce for 3. The Washington ball.
Washington ball.
.35% shooting for Washington so far in the game, yet they are down only 4 with under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Don't let that score fool you. It's 5 to go in the third quarter. Daniels lays it down, and Blotch got hit a couple of times.
Well, you know what Daniels is doing? Exactly what they had hoped Rajon Rondo would do. Get into the paint, create havoc, and find the big guy. And Rajon played him decently, but as soon as he got into the paint, take a look at what's going on here. Now, this guy has not looked for his shot, and there's Perk stopping the penetration, slips the ball to the big guy. Now, that's what they want Rondo to do. Now,
Blotch 2 for 2 at the line. His only 2 points of the game. 51-49.
Now they're doubling Garnett before the catch.
Butler stabbing at the ball, and the block from behind, but the foul on Butler. Butler thought he had all ball. Well, let's see.
Look at Blotch now.
Second team foul. Kevin Garnett at the line, shooting 2.
Garnett will get 2.
I tell you, if any of the Celtics played a big guy the way Blotch played Garnett, there would have been a foul on the catch or on the turnaround.
Garnett 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists so far tonight. Rebounds just about even in the game, 23-22 in Boston's favor. Butler, and a good strip inside by Perkins, and it goes off Butler out of bounds. Nice defensive play by Perkins.
Yeah, well, it's his job to step up there and stop the penetration. And he does a pretty good job, and every once in a while his man will score like Blatch did the free throws.
Ray Allen is knocked down shooting a 3. Stevenson, I believe, got him. Is it going to be on Stevenson? Nope. It's on Jamison. Third team foul, second on Jamison, and Ray to the line. Boston up 4. Ray having one of his better nights of the new year, averaging just 9.6 points per game since January 1st in 5 games.
Well, there's no layups, or precious few layups in Ray's game now, or points in the paint. So he's 18 feet and out jump shots, and for him to shoot really well all the time with a guy hanging all over him is asking an awful lot.
Makes all 3 of his free throws, has got 16 points on the night now. He's made 50 of 51 free throws, Dick Knight tells me, against Washington in his career. Stevenson. Offensive foul is called on Stevenson.
And Pierce stepped in and took that one.
No complaint from Eddie Jordan.
You're the bottom guy. There it is. Good play. That's a Tommy point for Pierce.
Celtics matching their largest lead here at 56-49. Turned over by Perkins. Stevenson, the bounce pass. Blatch, nice block. Garnett. But a foul is called. Garnett will be whistled for the foul. Looked like a good block from my angle. Let's see.
Oh, that was a perfect block. Well, they scored anyway, so bad call, but it ends up in Boston's favor here.
Third foul on Garnett. Looked like double technicals have been assessed to Pierce and Blatch. Yeah.
Well, that shooting coach was out here before the game with this kid, and you can see a real professional approach to his shooting free throws. After that guy worked with him, I mean, he was get the ball out in front of your face, not behind your head.
Double team on Ray Allen, and it's deflected out of bounds by Blatch. Good hustle by the Wizards on the defensive end there. 3 minutes 18 seconds left to go here in the third. Let's check in with Greg.
Like Tommy mentioning Andre Blatch at the free throw line, just 56% last year. Right now he is the worst free throw shooter on this Wizards team, worst at 72%. So the work that Dave Hopple has done has been terrific all around.
Kevin Garnett now with 19, and the Celtics have opened up their largest lead of the night. It is 8. Daniels 2.
Antonio Daniels
Celtics had been on an 11-3 run prior to that hoop. Barnett trying to give it up inside to Perkins. He saves it to Pierce, over to Rondo. Rondo, nicely done, but he couldn't get the shot to go down. Froze the entire defense with that little herky-jerky motion. Daniels again. Jamison misses Butler on the offensive rebound. Haven't seen many of those tonight by the Wizards.
Well, that's the weak side guy coming in on the offensive boards, and this is too because Perk had to back up and respect the quickness of Butler.
So a little 4-point run here by the Wizards to cut the Celtic lead in half. Butler now in double figures with 10. Celtics going to make some substitutions, but there's going to be a timeout here. Garnett saves it. Perkins tracks it down, and then Butler steals it.
Not smart turnover.
Stevenson misses a three. Looped up to Rondo. Nice play by Rondo. He still doesn't look like he's moving very well to me, but
yeah, he's kind of gliding.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
He's not on his toes.
Yeah, he's looking for a tailwind. We're going to get a whistle and a foul. It's going to be called on Rondo, and we have got a timeout. 1 minute, 25 seconds left to go. We are in the third, and Boston has a 6-point lead on Comcast Sportsnet. We're back in a 6-point game, 1:25 to go in the third. Celtics have got the lead, and fans, thank you for helping the Boston Celtics and Triad Trust in the fight against AIDS in South Africa. Triad Trust will use your donated equipment in training programs to help South African children cope with having AIDS. To find out more or how to make a donation, please visit triadtrust.org.
Well, take a look at this nice play. There's the rebound by Perk. Looking long down the sideline, and there is Rondo just beating his man, and we have seen precious few of those. And the reason being is that when Rondo is not in the game, they tend more to walk it up the floor. And Rondo tries to push it, and the coaches are exhorting everybody to push the pace of the game. And Rondo is really the master and the leader of the pack in that department. He is out of the ball game right now, and Eddie House is in.
Big reaction for Kurt Schilling. Showed you his picture earlier. It's up on the big screen, obviously, and that got the fans' attention.
Yeah, it was out in the hallway. He looks in great shape. I don't think I could hit him, though.
Let's check in with Greg.
Mike, Doc Rivers wanting a little more intensive effort on defense right now for the Celtics. He said, hey, if we get an 8-point lead, we just can't relax on defense. We have to act like we need that next stop defensively.
Daniels rolls in the first free throw, makes it a 5-point game. It's Daniels, Butler, Mason, Jamison, and Watch. Daniels makes them both. 4-point game at 60-56. Mason's going to extend pressure. Wizards extend pressure every time that Rondo takes a seat.
Yeah, and there's 15 on the shot clock now, and Celtics really don't know what they're going to do yet. 9 on the shot clock.
Pierce goes baseline, throws it out to Eddie House.
Eddie has not been able to find the net.
0 for 4. Butler trying to use the screen. Pierce able to avoid it. Daniels with 6 on the clock. Mason a deep 3. Wow. Followed by Jamison, will not go down. It's tracked down by Eddie House. Up the sidelines, Ray Allen. Mason back to defend. Posey's going to line up a 3 and knock it down.
Well, hopefully that'll be the guy that gets a hot hand with this group. The Celtics are not shooting well from the arc. What are they now? 4 for 14?
4 for 15. Good call.
4 for 15.
Yep. Boston's up 7 though. Jamison Cuts it to 4.
Yeah, as soon as the Celtics cover the roll guy after the pick and roll, they're immediately going.
Eddie House trying to get that final shot down. Couldn't get it to stay. And Boston, who led by 2 at the half, lead by 4 now at the end of 3. 12 minutes of basketball left here at the TD Bank North Garden. Celtics 63, Washington 59. You're watching Boston Celtics basketball on Comcast Sportsnet. Welcome back to the ends of a snowy day here in the city of Boston. The TD Bank North Garden is the scene where the Celtics and Wizards are going at it for the second time in 48 hours. I'm Mike Gorman along with Tom Heinz and Greg Dickerson also in the house. And the Celtics have got their hands full once again with the Wizards 63-59. As we're about to start the fourth quarter, let's look at the stats through 3. They're brought to you by Ace Ticket for the best seats to any Boston event. Call aceticket.com at 1-800-MY-SEATS. Kevin Garnett, Rondo, and Ray Allen all start the fourth quarter on the bench.
I want to say hello to the redhead from Needham, who is not here tonight.
She's shoveling, isn't she?
Yep, the driveway.
Mason throws it back out, and an offensive foul is called on Mason. Pierce making a strong run at the Tommy Award here tonight, taking these charges.
He sure is.
The Celtics, 26 points they scored in the third quarter. Actually, the most points they have scored in a quarter in the last 4 games. Davis, Posey, Pierce. Rebounded Jamison, House, and Tony Allen, the other 2 Celtics on the floor. It's Daniels, Jamison, Bloch, Butler, and Mason. Loose underneath, and Tony Allen's got it. Tony, whoops.
He's the guy that can get to the rim. And against anybody, particularly the guy that's guarding him.
Hand off to Pierce. Bloch makes a run at him. Pierce to the basket.
Yeah, and he lost his pants when he was doing it. Pull him up, Paul. Pull him up.
Pierce has got 12 points now and 5 of 11 shooting. Celtics by 6 again. Crowd looking for a stop. Mason steps into the shot. Nope. It's going to stay Washington ball. Good emphasis by Jamison on the offensive glass.
Well, take a look at the Pierce drive. He picks up the big guy, turns the corner on him, no other help, and it gets to the left hand. That's what the Celtics need more of. People going to the basket.
Jamison going to the basket, and another offensive foul taken by the Celtics. Glenn Davis this time.
Boy, they're hitting the floor tonight, Mike. There's Big Baby. And when he hits the floor, it reverberates.
He got hammered by Jamison. Celtics by 6 in the ball. Into Davis. He's got Butler on him. Gets it back to Pierce, fakes the 3. And Davis caught in the lane.
Well, he made a nice kick out pass to Pierce.
Right, thinking he was going to shoot it. He stayed there.
And that's what you're supposed to do. Pierce had the shot. He turned it down. And once a big guy gets the spot, he wants to keep it. But chalk that one up to Pierce.
Back to a cut there by Daniels. He couldn't convert it.
Yeah.
Eddie House. Tony Allen. Glenn Davis will get himself to the free throw line.
That's what I like about Tony Allen. Now, Tony Allen made that play. The defense was not set. The advance of the ball was quick. There goes Tony Allen. Nobody really know where he was. And 2 guys get Big Baby. Nicely done.
Mason the foul. Glenn Davis at the line. I want to hand you this note that Dick Light just gave me, because it'll back up something that you have been referring to.
Davis last 2 games, 0 field goal attempts in 19 minutes. Yeah, he's an offensive player. You gotta get him involved. And Tony Allen, he's the only other guy on this team that can really get to the rim. And there's nobody playing him that he can't get around right now out there.
Celtics are up by 7. They get it to Jamison. Posey defending. Right back again, and Posey, nice play. It's going to stay Washington ball.
Well, Posey gets a Tommy point here regardless. Overplaying Jamison. There he goes. Well, he was in the Gatorade.
He was.
Can't get hurt with Gatorade.
Jamison can't find the outside range tonight. Jamison 6 of 18.
Nice play by Pierce.
Celtics hit their largest lead. And Tony wakes up the house. Butler in the lane. Got fouled. We're going to get ourselves a timeout. Tony Allen. Remember that explosion from a couple of years ago? There we go. We're back with the Celtics up 9, 8:57 to go in the game. Let's take a look at tonight's legal seafood trivia question. Remember, if it isn't fresh, it isn't legal. Which 2 Celtic Hall of Famers began their NBA career with the old Washington Capitol? Which 2 Celtic Hall of Famers began their NBA careers with the old Washington Capitals? We'll have that answer for you coming up in just a little bit. Tony Allen is not one of them.
Look at this.
Watch the reaction.
Oh, Tony, that was perfect. Just made the good cut. Pierce, nice handoff. Nobody there to help out. Tony, we got to have Tony in this game.
Greg, you got something on Tony there?
Yeah, you know what, Mike? Ever since the start of the season, Tony Allen has been telling me January. Keep asking him, Tony, when are you going to dunk like you did before the knee? He kept saying January, January. Well, it's true to his word. That basket was worth 2 points, but I think it was immeasurable for the confidence and the psyche of Tony Allen, who I think really needed it to trust that knee.
Tell you, Tony Allen, when he's playing at the guard spot, he gives the Celtics another rebounder. He gives a tenacious defender. And he also is a guy that can break through defenses with good, hard, solid drives. And he makes some decent passes off those drives. Here's a little pressure in the backcourt.
Eddie House trying not to run towards the trap. Gets it ahead to Tony Allen.
Now, they pull the ball out again. There's 13 seconds on the shot clock.
Davis goes to House. House goes to Pierce with 4 on the clock. Takes it, makes it.
That pressure defense is taking time off the clock, and the Celtics are being reduced to 1 option.
14 in the game for Pierce. 9 again the lead. A blocking foul is going to be called on Glenn Davis.
Celtics foul on number 11, Glenn Davis.
Take a look at Paul Pierce as the shot clock was winding down. They get it into him. They're thinking of double teaming him, and there was about 6 inches of room to get that shot off against Butler.
Antonio Daniels will be at the line, shooting 2.
Numbers for Paul Pierce. Antonio Daniels steps to the free throw line. Of course, he is the guy who had to step in when Gilbert Arenas went down with that knee surgery, and Washington is 13-7 with him as the starting point guard.
Well, he doesn't shoot. He distributes the ball. And as good as Arenas is as an offensive player, it limits some of the other players. This kid gets them, you know, Butler and Stevenson and Jamison. Gets them their shots.
Celtics are again starting their offense with 10 on the shot clock. Eddie House trying to get it to Davis. Loose on the floor. House able to save it to Pierce. And a push is called on Caron Butler.
Washington foul is on number 3.
Caron is incredulous.
He almost knocked Pierce into the table here.
Almost said something on our microphone there. I'm glad that wasn't turned on.
Look at that. We've gone off the air,
We
right?
might have.
Watch this. He goes after Pierce. He gave him to me.
Kevin Garnett in and Davis out. 8 minutes to go. Jamison attacking Pierce. Pierce beats him on the dribble.
Yeah, Jamison is not the world's best defender, and Blatch let him get to the rim. That's what the Celtics need. People going to the hoop.
72-63, Boston by 9. House with the miss.
Now they're reduced to shooting the outside shots.
House pulls it back out. Eddie House has got himself 6 rebounds in this game. Knocked away from Pierce as he tries to split the defense. It'll stay Boston ball. 8 on the shot clock.
Watch this terrific move. Left hand, right hand, beats Jamison. It was Blatch trying to help out on a reach in. But maybe had a better chance to block the shot if he was more alert.
House finds Garnett. Eddie from the corner. Got it.
Yo, Eddie! Way to go, Eddie! He was due.
5th assist for Garnett. Boston has matched their largest lead of the game. 7:06 left to go. 4th quarter here in Boston. They love it. A 12-4 run has the Celtics up a dozen.
Today, your identity is at greater risk than ever before, and it's much more than just your credit information. Early detection is your best protection, and Identity Truth is the earliest. Check out identitytruth.com today with a truly free 90-day trial offer. No credit card required. Just visit identitytruth.com today.
We are back in a 12-point game. 7:06 left to go. The Patriots are moving on to the AFC Championship. And Comcast Sportsnet once again gets you ready for the game all this week on the road to perfection. Starting Wednesday after Celtics Postgame Live and continuing throughout the week, Michael Felger welcomes in the best local and national guests, analysis from former and current players, and a complete breakdown of all the news leading up to the matchup with San Diego. The Road to Perfection AFC Championship edition starts Wednesday after Celtics Postgame Live only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Well, the Celtics are getting to the rim. They weren't able to do it down in Washington. Watch this move by Pierce. And no real shot blocker in there. And here's Tony Allen on a nice handoff by Pierce. So this 4th quarter has been very productive when they've gotten into the paint.
Kevin Garnett has got the crowd in this game now.
Well, Tony Allen is still in the ball game. I like that because Tony Allen will take Stevenson to the rim too.
Garnett gets it back to House. Pierce trying to get a spot on Butler. They get it to him. Back to House. He'll take it. Tony Allen with the rebound, rejected by Hayward out of bounds. Wow.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Tony Allen gives you a little extra something all the time. There's your 2 guard up and hanging around the rim.
Yeah, it was just a terrific rebound by him.
And he was in the pack too.
Yeah. Into Garnett. Eddie House, that's a 2 if it goes, and it does.
Now Daniels made a big 3 in Washington at a crucial point. That's a big 2 by Eddie, looking straight in.
Stevenson. Tony Allen pushes him further out. Stevenson off the dribble. Goes to the corner to Mason, and Mason rims it out, and It's tipped in by Garnett, actually. And that is the first field goal of the fourth quarter for Washington. And it comes over halfway into the quarter.
Yeah, but the Celtics offense has been very, very aggressive, too. Go to the rim. Here comes the kid that's going to go.
Tony gives up the dribble, goes inside to Garnett. Garnett shakes and bakes on Haywood. No, pretty good defense there by Haywood. Tony trying to keep it alive. Jamison with the rebound. Boston by 12. Stevenson. Jamison finally hits a three. 18 points in the game for Jamison. He's 7 of 19 from the floor. Wizards are 6 of 20 from beyond the arc. The Celtics 5 of 17. Tony Allen for three. Stevenson lays it down, and
Posey has got to lead the league in taking shots. Watch Posey.
He was there. Ray Allen comes in for Tony Allen. Eddie House stays out there with Pierce.
Tony was doing a great job in there.
Posey and Garnett. Garnett loses the handle. Butler's got the ball. Pierce awaiting Butler. Nice move with the dribble by Butler.
How about 3 seconds?
And the foul is going to put Haywood at the free throw line. Paul Pierce picks up the foul. That will be his third. And at the line will be Haywood, trying to make this a 7-point game. Haywood is a perfect 4 of 4 so far at the line. Here's the answer to tonight's Legal Seafood Trivia question. 2 Celtic Hall of Famers who began their careers with the Washington Capitals. You know who they are?
Well, one was Bill Sharman.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Red Auerbach. Okay, yeah. I was thinking players, but he coached the team.
I'll fake you out there. 7-0 run by Washington after the Celtics had gone up 14. Garnett to Pierce. Pierce stripped by Butler. Gets it back, then Butler got it back and then lost it out of bounds. And off of Pierce, according to Ed Malloy.
Well, Pierce isn't reacting to it, so.
Told by the truck, it did indeed go off his foot. Washington, plenty of time left in this.
Tell you, they're playing with a lot of poise here, Washington.
Yeah. They played big down the stretch the other night. Finds its way to Stevenson. 6 on the shot clock. He's got Garnett on him. No shot there. Oh, Pierce, the good strip on Haywood. Gets it ahead to Allen. Got Garnett with him. Takes it himself. Missed it. Garnett is fouled.
Oh, boy. They're just not coming easy.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you,
they are not coming easy. Help,
for Ray, they're not.
Help, help. Watch the good strip here by Pierce. And off they go. They got a 3-on-1. You got to get a layup here. And he goes right up there. Give it to him. And, well.
Mason commits his 5th foul, and Garnett at the free throw line, where he is 5 of 6 tonight. Chant of MVP here in the Garden. Getting loud. Makes them both. Boston by 9. 3:28 to go. Butler trying to find some room. Comes up shooting. Wow.
Big hoop.
Yeah, big time shot there by
Got
Butler.
Pierce underneath the pick and then backed him down further.
14 for Butler and 16 for Pierce in their individual matchup. That was our Subaru key matchup earlier. Garnett. Butler's got it. 4th rebound of the game for Butler, but more importantly, they can make it 5. Can't spin it home. Rebound Hayward. Gets it back out to Mason, and Eddie Jordan wants a timeout. And we will take it too. 2 minutes, 34 seconds left to go in the game. 79-72, Boston.
Tonight's Boston Celtics game was brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines, by your New England Ford dealers, by TD Bank, by Supercuts, by Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, and by Foxwoods Resort Casino.
We are back 79-72, 7-point Celtic lead, 2:34 left to go in the game. Hey, you're looking for a place to meet friends near the Garden before the Celtics' next home game? Well, why don't you stop in at the greatest bar, The Harp, Hurricane O'Reilly's and McGann's for the Bud Light official pre-party taking place before every Wednesday home game. It's open to fans 21 and older. And that next home game for the Celtics will be this Wednesday, and we will see, really, if there is a team that can say they are a bigger surprise in the NBA this season than the Boston Celtics, it would be the Portland Trailblazers. They have just been remarkable, considering they lost Greg Oden for the season before it began. They're playing great basketball. They'll be here Wednesday night. And they were playing down in New Jersey tonight, coming off that tough double overtime loss to Toronto the other night. And they just waxed New Jersey 99-73. Next game for them is Boston on Wednesday night. Celtics will have to come ready to play. Stevenson with Posey on. Oh, followed by Hayward after the miss by Jamison on the nice feed from Stevenson. And it's a 5-point game.
Well, they're going to the rim. They're taking it in and creating havoc with the sud. Jamison's holding his gut right now.
Butler the quick hands, and it comes back to the Wizards again. This is what the Wizards did on Saturday night. They were just very, very tough in the final 4 minutes of the game.
Well, they're hacking Paul Pierce on the arm every time he handles the ball.
Stevenson able to get it to Jamison. Ray Allen defending Jamison. Yes, and a foul. And a chance to make this a 2-point game.
Well, they get it in. Here's a mismatch. Jamison turns on Ray.
Jamison makes this free throw. It'll be a 14-2 run. The Celtics had a 77-63 lead in this game. It's now 79-76.
Well, the defense went south, and also the aggressive going to the rim. They started playing half court, little pressure in the back court. They've wasted time back there.
Rare miss by Jamison is a good free throw shooter, and it's a one-possession game, 79-76.
And you got to get the ball to Pierce down low.
How about Garnett? Butler is called
they finally got him. He's been manhandling Pierce all night.
That is the 4th foul on Butler.
That's what they used to do to John Havlicek. And you cried to the official, and I mean cry, because they would never call it. Put their hands all over. He wants to run. They're trying to stop him from running. Can't hold him.
Eddie House off the catch. Eddie House, tough shot. No rebound, Butler. 1:24 to go in the game. Washington the ball trailing by 3. Daniels. Stevenson ties the game.
Well, he hit one of those the other night down there.
He sure did. The Wizards are wired right now. A 16-2 Washington run. Pierce in the lane. No. Tipped by Garnett twice. Washington will take a timeout. Kevin Garnett with the second effort gives Boston a 2-point lead. Garnett leads all scorers with 23.
Let's take a look at this second effort by Garnett. There's Pierce, works his way inside, and there's Garnett, who had worked Hayward underneath the basket. Beautifully done. That's a quick leap up. When you can get 2 shots at it like that, you're really jumping off your toes quickly.
Garnett, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 of his 9 rebounds on the offensive end. Stick around for the New England Ford Dealers Celtics postgame live. Gary, Donnie, and I will be in the studio. Tommy, Greg. Now, Gary and Donnie will be in the studio. I won't be there in the studio with them. I'll be here with Tommy and Greg. Doc's press conference, player interviews, the Tommy Award. It's all coming your way on New England Ford Dealers postgame live. Let's take a look at tonight's Supercut of the game, brought to you by Supercuts. Every time, this one will live in Celtic lore right there. Perk, the behind-the-back dribble. Garnett, the dunk. That's the Supercut of the game, brought to you by Supercuts. Every time. 81-79. Boston by 2 off the Garnett tip-in. What do you look for out of Washington here, Tom?
Well, I like what Doc just did. He put Perkins in there for the boards. They got Allen, they got Pierce. They're going to try and get something going to the rim. They've been very successful. Eddie House right now, they're going to put Allen in for Eddie House. That's a great move. And Eddie's going to take Daniels. And Daniels, if he had any thought of going to the rim and trying to move the Celtics defense, Tony ought to dissuade him from that. So, good substitutions here, I believe, by Doc Rivers.
Into the hands of Butler. Butler off the bounce. Butler hangs. Count it. And a foul.
Well, watch this big guy. That's a pick right there that just stood right in front of the man and picked Perkins off.
Butler for the lead.
Yeah.
82-81, 40 seconds to go. Doc Rivers now will take a timeout, and Doc, it would appear, is going to take a full timeout. That's the final full timeout the Celtics have. They have 2 20-second timeouts left. Washington, 1 20-second timeout left. Let's take a look at the Speedy Oil Change of the game. It is brought to you by Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your certified auto service center. And this play turning the game around right there. And Butler hanging, got fouled, got 2.
Now the man just, he went to his left, and Perk was trying to get out there. And it just was a great effort, but that could have been called a block out as he blocked the man, the shot blocker, off the play and turned his back, which...
That's the Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, brought to you by Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your certified auto service center.
It was certainly a change of the game, that's for sure.
Let's take a look at tonight's player of the game. It's brought to you by your New England Toyota dealers. Toyota quality, you can depend on it. Kevin Garnett, 23 points, 8 of 15 from the field. Near perfect at the line, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and a block for Kevin Garnett tonight. He's our player of the game, brought to you by your New England Toyota dealer. Toyota quality, you can depend on it.
On that last play, the whole left side of the floor was cleared out for Butler to make the move, and nobody told Pierce. And that's what you got to, when you talk on defense, clear out means that you got to send them back to the help. And Pierce never knew that there was nobody behind him.
19-4 run by Washington to take this lead, their first lead since the game was in the first quarter, 23-22. Posey will inbound. Ray Allen, Garnett, House, Pierce out there for Boston. Wants to come into Pierce and does. Butler defending Pierce. Pierce lost it, but it came right to Garnett. Garnett got stripped. House picks it up. Back to Garnett. He takes a three. Rebound Pierce, and he got fouled.
Now, the Celtics really never got anything going to the rim here. So Garnett takes the three, and that's just a terrific hustle play by Pierce. Now they're going to do what they did before. They're going to take Eddie House out of the game, and they put Posey out of the game, and they put Perk in there for defensive purposes.
Washington still has a 20-second timeout left. Boston by 1. Washington takes their final timeout. (83-82). Kevin Garnett leads all scorers with 23. Jamison has 20 on the other side. Butler 17. Hayward and Stevenson 14 apiece. Pierce has 18. Ray Allen 16. Only other two players in double figures for the Celtics.
Well, right now the Celtics obviously have to play some spectacular defense, and they can only give them one shot. Now, they have probably their best rebounding team in there right now. And everybody has got to put their body on a man and not let him. Well, let's see if Hayward's in there. Hayward's not in there. They're going to have all three-point shooters in there.
I brought Mason in.
And Posey's going to come in for Perk. That's a good move. And Jamison's going to have Garnett on him. So they're gambling with 5 small people, and they all can shoot threes, and they all can put it on the floor.
Tom Thibodeau up coaching the defense.
There's a 1.9-second difference in shot clock and game clock, so the Celtics will get it back.
Butler one-on-one with Pierce. Butler to the basket. And Butler is going crazy down the stretch here. The Celtics are going to use a 20-second timeout. Didn't take Washington long to get the lead back.
Now, Pierce claiming they got watered off. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Pushed them off. Let's see. That's an offensive foul, but they're not going to call. And you're reluctant to leave Jamison. That's where Garnett was playing Jamison, because he's a good shooter inside and outside. So now they've got their big guy in there to protect against any drives.
Hayward, Butler, Jamison, Stevenson, and Daniels for the Wizards. Posey's going to stay out there with House, Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, well, that's a good move here. That is a good move. Let's see when they take the shot. You know, it would behoove them to take the shot when the good shot shows.
They get it into Pierce. Garnett comes out, sets a screen. Pierce off the bounce. Back to Ray Allen. Into Garnett. KG spins, takes it. No. Tip no. Rebound underneath, fouled. Butler is immediately by Eddie House with 8.3 to go in the game. And Butler, who is a perfect 5 of 5 at the line, got poked in the eye on the particular play and is still down the other end.
Into Garnett. He's got the big guy on him. Fall away jumper. And there was Posey trying to work out and get a tip in. Didn't happen.
And Caron Butler got hit in the right eye.
Well, this is a poised group here, these Wizards.
Sure are. Butler at the line for a pair, trying to make it a three-point game. I think he probably sees a couple of rims up there.
Well, this guy, if he makes it, could win the election in Washington.
85-83. Celtics still with 1:22 timeout left. Three-point game. Timeout taken Boston. 8.3 on the clock.
This is a 20-second timeout.
Now, I would assume you go quickly for a three here, or do you go for any basket and then foul as fast as you can?
No, you got to go for the three here. I mean, you got a whole bunch of three-point shooters. They're going to make it very, very difficult. And the only other play is an alley-oop to Kevin Garnett. And hope he gets the slam and then a foul on the play.
House is 1 for 6 tonight shooting threes. Ray Allen 2 for 6. Pierce 1 for 4. Posey 1 for 1. Tony Allen 0 for 1 and Kevin Garnett 0 for 1.
Yeah, that has not been. They've taken 18 to Washington's 21. They're shooting 33% from the arc. Celtics are 27% from the arc.
All right, once again, it looks like it will be Eddie House inbounding the ball. Celtics need 3 to tie. 8.3 seconds on the clock. House into Ray Allen. Ray checks the clock, gets a screen from Garnett, takes the shot. Rebound taken down by Stevenson, and with 0.5 of a second to go, Stevenson is fouled, and the Washington Wizards are going to take back-to-back games from the Boston Celtics.
Well, that'll beat out the campaign, I'll tell you, in the headlines in Washington. Watch this. And Hayward is a three-point shooter. They got him a shot over the big guy. And Ray didn't have it really going tonight from the outside arc.
Stevenson needs one of these to ice it. There it is. This one is history.
Well, Pierce is really ticked off.
Should be.
Well, the Celtics stopped being aggressive. When Tony Allen went out of the game, they stopped being aggressive. And they started to run the clock down and limit the options. They went inside. Garnett missed a couple of shots, and Pierce couldn't get down and get within his range or get to the free throw line. Let's take a look at Pierce on the last play. Yeah, overplaying him so he can't get it, and there is. But Pierce was on the weak side of the floor, so
25-6 the run to close the game.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna get the ball anyway, Pierce.
Let's take a look at tonight's steal of the game. It's brought to you by IdentityTruth.com. Early detection, your best protection against identity theft. IdentityTruth.com. Tony Allen with the steal, and the Celtics score. And at the other end, that's our IdentityTruth.com steal of the game. Tonight's tough play of the game is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Visit them at NewEnglandFord.com. There is the good drive by Butler, and that was the difference in the game. And that is our Ford tough play of the game, brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Visit them at NewEnglandFord.com. Lucky was not lucky tonight, and the Celtics have dropped 2 in a row, 3 of their last 4. And the Washington Wizards are on a roll, beating the Celtics here back-to-back. Final score here tonight, 88-83, a 25-6 run to close the game. Stay tuned for the New England Ford Dealers post-game live